Hello everyone, my name is Muhammad Akil bin Muhammad Yusri. I am from group BA2732C. So my student ID is 2025-584-565. So welcome to my individual reflective presentation for MGT548, where I will be sharing my personal journey through the key concepts of organizational behavior. So now let's move on to the first topic, which is OB. So what is OB? OB is basically means organizational behavior. So my initial understanding was quite basic. I used to think management was a straightforward process of giving orders and expecting results. However, this course has reshaped that view entirely. I now understand that OB as the systematic study of relationship between individuals, groups, and organizational structures, and how they collectively influence behavior to improve effectiveness, such as learning about concepts like Meisberg. Meisberg told that managerial roles was a revelation. It showed me that management is less about command and more about communication, liaison, and handling disturbance, which involve a deep understanding of people. Moving on to the next topic, which is topic 2, that attitude and job satisfaction. So job satisfaction is that positive feeling that you get from your job, stemming from an evaluation of its characteristic. The main drivers are job conditions, your own personality traits, what we call core self-evaluation, and the level of perceived organizational support, or known as POS. I have experienced this contrast firsthand in a previous role. For example, the lack of psychological empowerment, meaning that I had a little influence or autonomy, led to low satisfaction. On the flip side, during a university project, our tutor provided tremendous support, valuing our contribution and caring for our well-being. This high perceived organizational support made our entire team feel valued and significantly boost our satisfaction and our motivation. This leads me to a deeper understanding of myself through personality and values. So the topic 3 is personality, refers to our stable behavioral patterns, while values are our core convictions about what is right and desirable. For me, autonomy is a fundamental value because I am most motivated and productive when I am given a clear goal and the freedom to achieve it in my own way. This self-awareness is crucial because it directly relates to the OB concepts of person-job fit. I know that I would likely be unhappy and unsatisfied in a tightly controlled, for example, in micromanaged position. Now on this part, our perception heavily influences how we interact with the world. Perception is the process we use to organize and interpret sensory information. The key concept here include attribution theory, which deals with how we judge the causes of behavior. I learned this lesson personally with a teammate. I was quick to attribute their missed deadline to internal factors. I thought the reason of their deadline is because of their laziness or a lack of care. But I later discovered a family emergency was the real reason for them, which is the external cause. This was a classic example of the fundamental attribution error, where I overestimated personal factors and underestimated the situational ones. It was a powerful reminder to pause and seek the full story before making a judgment. Now on this part, which understanding what motivates us is key to performance. I've learned that jobs are more motivating when they score high on dimensions like skill variety, autonomy, and task significance. For example, the elements of the job characteristic of model. While a good salary is an is an important extrinsic motivator, I am more strongly driven by intrinsic motivation. For example, leading a project from start to finish gives me a much stronger sense of accomplishment than just completing a small disconnect part. Taking ownership of a significant task is what truly drives me. Now, all these concepts came together for me in a single experience. My role as the treasurer of one of a UiTM club. Basically, this was a real story OB case study. So first, my personality and values played a key role. My conscientiousness was crucial for managing the budget meticulously, and my value of honesty drove me to be fully transparent about all club funds. However, challenge arose. When our budget fell short, it became a lesson in perception. Some members were quick to blame me personally, falling into the fundamental attribution error. Meanwhile, I saw the situation as an external issue caused by lower than expected membership numbers. Despite this, my motivation remained high. The role was rich in autonomy as I had control over managing the fund, and high in task significance because I knew my work was directly supporting the entire club. And finally, successfully navigating that budget challenge and receiving positive feedback from the club president led to tremendous job satisfaction and a deeper sense of organizational commitment to the club. It perfectly illustrated how attitude and satisfaction are outcomes of a positive and motivating experience. So let's move on to the next part. So now we are on the next part, which is the last part. So what are my main takeaways from this reflective journey? First and foremost, self-awareness is non-negotiable. For example, understanding my own personality and core values will be my compass for finding a career with a strong person-organization fit, which is essential for long-term happiness and success. So the second one is I will carry the lesson of perception. I will actively check my bias and remember that everyone's behavior has complex causes. Assuming the best and seeking to understand will make me a better teammate and a more effective future leader. So that's all from me, and thank you, madam, and thank you everyone for listening.